Jack had been driving trucks for over a decade, but nothing could have prepared him for the terror he experienced on that fateful night. He was hauling a load of goods from New York to Los Angeles, a route he had taken countless times before. As he drove down the deserted highway, his CB radio crackled to life. A strange voice whispered his name. "Jack, Jack." He spun the dial, but the voice vanished. Shrugging it off as a prank, Jack continued driving. But the voice returned, more urgent this time. "Jack, don't stop at the next truck stop. Don't stop for anything." Jack's skin crawled. Who was this mysterious voice? He pushed on, telling himself it was just his imagination playing tricks. As he pulled into the truck stop, a chill ran down his spine. The place was deserted, except for a lone figure in the shadows. Jack tried to shake off the feeling, but the voice whispered again, "Leave now, Jack, while you still can." Suddenly, the figure emerged from the darkness. It was a woman, her eyes black as coal, her skin gray as the night. Jack froze as she approached him. "You shouldn't have come here," she whispered, her breath cold against his ear. "Nah, we'll never leave." Jack tried to flee, but his truck wouldn't start. The woman vanished, only to reappear in the passenger seat beside him. Her eyes locked onto his, and Jack felt his soul being pulled into their dark depths. The next morning, police found Jack's truck abandoned on the side of the road, the engine still running. Jack was never seen again, but some say that on certain nights you can still hear his screams echoing down a deserted highway. Years later, another driver reported seeing Jack's truck driving down the same road, the woman in black sitting beside him. The driver tried to follow, but the truck vanished into thin air. The legend of Jack's ghost truck spread among drivers, a cautionary tale of the horrors that lurk on the long haul. And if you ever find yourself driving down that highway at night, and you hear a whisper in your ear, don't stop for anything, ... Don't ignore it. Keep driving. Don't look back. As I drove down the deserted highway, the GPS led me further and further away from civilization. I had been warned not to take this route at night, but I had to get to my destination. Suddenly, my car sputtered and I coasted to the side of the road, getting out to investigate. The darkness was oppressive, and I could feel eyes watching me. I popped the hood, but saw nothing out of the ordinary. As I turned to get back in, I noticed a figure standing in the distance, tall, imposing, and shrouded in shadows. I tried to start the car again, but it was dead. The figure began to move towards me, its pace slow and deliberate. I tried to run, but my feet felt heavy, as if rooted to the spot. The figure loomed over me, its face twisted into a grotesque grin. I tried to scream, but my voice was frozen in my throat, and then everything went black. When I came to, I was lying in my car, the engine purring smoothly. I must have imagined the whole thing, I thought. But as I looked in the rearview mirror, I saw the figure sitting in the back seat, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. I floored it, speeding down the highway as fast as I could. But no matter how fast I went, the figure remained, its presence suffocating me. And then I saw the sign, "Welcome to Ravenswood." I had never heard of it before, but something told me I was in grave danger. I kept driving, but the roads seemed to loop back on themselves. I was trapped. The figure began to whisper in my ear, its voice like a rusty gate. "You should not have come here," it hissed. "Nah, you'll never leave." I knew I had to get out of there, but my car seemed to have a mind of its own. It slowed to a stop in front of an old mansion, the windows like empty eyes staring back at me. I tried to run, but the doors were stuck. The figure dragged me out, and I was consumed by darkness. The next morning, police found my car, abandoned on the side of the road. I was never seen again, but some say that on certain nights when the moon is full, you can still hear my screams echoing down the dark highway.